What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. My name is Craig. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the news, and we're going to look at the markets. Could they be all hitting new all-time highs soon? We're going to take a look at that. Also, what to be cautious about. So we're going to look for some divergence in the charts. I'm going to show you guys my trades, where my current trades are, and where my orders are. I have some that were filled, some that have not filled. That could still possibly fill, but I'm going to let you guys know where all that's at. Also showing you my closed trades from the earlier this week that got stopped out in profit, and show you guys kind of how I trade. So anyways, if that sounds good, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of the video and the new format. We're still working on it, so it's going to be changing little by little, but you guys, please give me your feedback down below on what you'd like to see on the channel, and then we'll go from there. But anyways, obviously, Powell's testimony, right? He delivered his semi-annual testimony on the U.S. monetary policy this week before the House, and then before the Senate Banking Committee, which he approved crypto into banking. So big thing, that's pretty bullish news. But remember, if you've been around for long enough, most of the biggest bullish news is at the top of the markets. I'm not saying that's it this time. I'm just saying you need to be cautious here, because that's how it usually works out before the bear market begins. But just like I said, just keep that in mind. He also warned about the import tariffs, affecting the economy, things like that. So you guys let me know your thoughts on that. I know there's a lot of mixed emotions and things like that, but we'll see what happens. There's a divide with the Fed governors, Michael Bowman and Christopher Waller. They favored early rate cut, possibly as soon as July, but the majority, including Powell, prefer a cautious stance and the wait and see approach. So we're going to see how all this plays out. It's going to be pretty interesting, guys, but I'm going to get into the markets now and see what's going on. Let's start out with, where am I at here? We're going to start out right here on the CNBC. So as of right now, time of making this video, it is 9:08 a.m. Markets open in 22 minutes. This video will probably come out after markets open. For some reason, YouTube is taking longer to upload, but Dow futures are up 131%, S&P's up 14, NASDAQ up 62 points. Pretty big deal here, guys. We're looking at new all-time highs possible. Also, China confirms details of U.S. trade deal. That's a pretty big deal if it's true, but remember what's happened in the past. Everybody says they got a trade deal and then they switch things around. So everything, as far as I'm concerned, nothing that's set in stone anymore. It's kind of just a bunch of manipulation going on, in my opinion. You let me know what you guys think, but let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones, remember we talked about this possible inverse head and shoulders here. If this was to make a new all-time high, you have two levels to watch for. Right here, which is the top of this long-term trend line, which could get it as high as 46 to 47,000. And then you have that measured move of the inverse head and shoulders that is totally horrible with this freaking, oh my goodness. So that's right around the 49 to 50,000 target. Now, could that happen? Definitely a possibility, but remember what we've been watching for. It finished 5-wave ending diagonal here. I still believe that could definitely be the case, so be careful. Dow Jones, not as close to new all-time highs as everything else. Let's take a look at S&P. S&P, did it make a new all-time high? Not quite yet. It was very, very, very close. Could it make one today? Definitely a possibility. Let's see. Yes, it could easily make one today if it opens. 61.47 was the last all-time high, and we were at 64. many are we up on the S&P? 15. So it's going to be real close. Let's look for some divergence real quick in the Dow, and then we'll look for the same in the S&P. We could be making some bearish divergence here, or exaggerated divergence from these two highs, right? Exaggerated divergence is usually even keel on the RSI, and then you have a divergence up top, right? Or in the price action, which we do. We have a higher high in the price action off these highs, right? Also, if we wanted to look at the bigger picture, we're doing the same thing here off of this high, right? Lower highs in the, actually, no, that's right. There's lower highs over there. My bad. All right. So that's what I'm looking at here. And just be cautious there. Look for the support to hold on the Dow at 42,324. Remember, a lot of times on Fridays at the end of the day, the markets try to rally, but just be cautious. It could go the opposite way today. We don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, the S&P, damn close to new all-time highs, probably going to make a new all-time high today. And as for the NASDAQ, same thing, super close. 20,208 points was the last one. It gets above that today. Just be careful, like I said. We're going to be watching for all this divergence too. Let's look on NASDAQ right here. And we are so close. I swear, this trading view crap has got to change because it's really sucking lately. All right, so, and then we go from this high here to this high. We got higher highs in price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence. So be aware of that. Be careful, guys. We'll see what happens here. You can see right here before this last little pump, we had bullish divergence. We had higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. And we're going to take a look at Bitcoin too, see where that might be. But yeah, here's where Fed Chair Powell holds firm on the wait and see approach to the rate cuts. He defended the central bank's high interest rate policy Tuesday, right? So, and what did Trump say after that? Too late, Jerome Powell of the Fed. This is his, I believe this was on Truth Social. Too late, Jerome Powell of the Fed will be in Congress today in order to explain, among other things, why he is refusing to lower the rate. Europe has 10 cuts. We have 0, no inflation, great economy. We should be at least 2 to 3 points lower. Would save the USA $800 billion per year. Plus, what a difference this would make if things later change to the negative, increase the rate. I hope Congress really works this, and this, I quote, this is what he said, very dumb, hard-headed person over. We will be paying for his incompetence for many years to come. And there's mixed things and feelings with me there because I do not believe the true economy is really doing good at all. If you just look at normal, everyday people, they're struggling. Period. The end, they're struggling. Rent's super high. Mortgages are super high because of mortgage rates. Insurance, home insurance, super duper high. Everything is just so high. The economy is not doing good, in my opinion. You let me know what you think below. But let's take a look at where my trades are, right? So currently we're up $2,100 on the trade I showed you yesterday, which we entered a short at 107.8. I do still think it could possibly go higher, but as you guys know, I had my stops at 103 from my last trades, right, where we entered weeks ago. The profits on that were 3,200, 5,000, 5,300, and 7,000 on those trades when they shut out. So 20 grand, nice little profit. And then we had BITUNIX. Oops, I don't have that up right now, but I showed you guys in the last video. I do have a order in at 108.5 for shorts in there because I think we could get up to that 109, 110 range, possibly still. Not obviously nothing's guaranteed, but that's what I'm looking for. That's why, like I said, I've already got shorts that are in on Prime. I got some in BITUNIX waiting to get in. I probably will ladder more depending on how the charts look. Even if it goes higher, I'll just add more in. So if you guys haven't checked out Prime XBT, sign up, check it out using my link down below. you can get a 30% deposit bonus up to $7,000 just by using my link. So check it out. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange. And BITUNIX is more for those that trade strictly crypto. No KYC, no VPN needed. If that's more for you, that link is also down below. And you have a chance to win a Model 3, Tesla, a Rolex, Vision Pro, tons of other prizes by using my link. So check that out. All right, let's take a look. So this is what we're looking at now, right? The longer this goes on, the more this main trend line here, right? If we're looking for a retest of that, could get us up to the 109, 110 region. But I did show you guys yesterday, this seems to be playing out, right? From this high to this high, just like we looked at in the Dow. We got a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action. That's hidden bearish divergence, right? Which is pretty strong, a pretty strong signal. But we may be getting another push up if we go off of this low here, right? Let me get this one out of the way so it's not as confusing. If we go off these lows here, right, we got a higher low. Right here, we got a lower low. That could be hidden bearish divergence, giving us one more bounce up to these ranges. And then what we will do is watch for bearish divergence off of this high here. So if this goes, way up here, but yet makes a lower low here, then we get bearish divergence. That's what we need to watch for to know where these trades are. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. It's free. I don't constantly sit in these places and post, but when I make changes or see something, I will let you guys know in there. And of course, every day on my video updates. Now that the pool's done, I'm back to making updates. I'm probably going to pick one day a week to do a live stream in the morning with everyone so we can talk about things, look at coins of your choice, things like that. Make sure you guys subscribe and take your notification bell so you get notified when I post videos. And when I decide to do these lives, I'll let you know. We're going to play with that and see what works best for everybody. Now, let's look at the daily. So if we're looking at the daily, right, we can obviously move this over now. Somewhere around 102.5, somewhere, or 109, 250, somewhere in there. And that's why I think could be a good range here to short up to here, right? But obviously, if we break this trend line, we could be getting a nice push up. So the bullish case for Bitcoin, if we were to break up over here, right, 40 bulls out there, is going to be about 109, 109.3-ish is the breakout point. And that would get you up to approximately 121, right? Another thing, just keep an eye out for this divergence, right? And this is on the daily. Now we look at this as around 106. Let's go a little bit lower than that. 105.7-ish. If we break that, then our next support's about 55 EMA, which is about 103. And then if that all breaks, we should be coming back down to these levels around 95 to 96, right? That's if we don't break that 109, 250-ish. So I'm going to be laddering more shorts up into these areas. If this 105 breaks, we come down and it looks confirmed as they break down, I'll be entering more in these levels too. And then I'll be watching closely around that 96,000 range, right? We still have that target down here about 88, still a possibility, maybe even lower. So if we were to break down here, what would that target be? That would get us even lower to about 84,000. So I'll let you guys know if I see any changes or change my thoughts on anything. But as of right now, this is what I'm looking at. So please take a second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments. Much love to all you guys. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.